What's up, guys? Max here. Today, we're going to be discussing and talking about a little problem that's currently in the game with what has been introduced Throne Breakers, difficulty, and side quests and event quests, and energy consumption problem. So, let's talk about the problem and let's talk about a possible solution I maybe came up with. I'm sure you came up with after seeing that situation and that we were kind of put into. Let's see if Kabam helps us in any way, just giving us a little bit more energy. There's going to be in this video the problem, a possible solution for you to do, and that I'm going to be going for, and as well a suggestion for Kabam to help us out when it comes to the energy in this game. Let's take a look. So we recently got introduced with the Thronebreaker difficulty, which is a new difficulty that I appreciate. I do like the change. I like the step up in difficulty. The 7 stars we're fighting. The health pools are longer. The fights are longer. But with that comes a nice little bump in rewards. It's not like a game breaking, like, hey, we're just rank 4s are going to be flying in and rank 5s. It's not that. I think that's probably going to be left for the Cavalier. I'm sorry, for the Paragon difficulty. But with this, we have a new tier of, I guess, chapters you can say that we're going to be having to do. So we got chapter 1, 2, and 3. And in those chapters, we have energy consumptions 2, 2, and 3, which brings it to a lot of energy because it is still 2 sections per chapter. They didn't change and take away with the new difficulty any of that. So here's Cavalier, same concept. I haven't done chapter 2 and 3. I'm assuming it's going to be 2, 2, and 3, just like Thronebreaker. I don't see that going 2, 1, and 1. The other difficulty that we still have in game is uncollected, and look at that, 2, 2, and 3. Very similar. Again, just sorry, I'm going back and forth to Thronebreaker. I'm just trying to make a point here. And if we go into Conqueror, this is where we start probably seeing 1, 2, and 2, or 1, 2, and 3, and then Proven. It's gonna lessen. So all the way down to just 1 tile, 1 energy per tile. Ideally, if you wanted to do them all, and the reason why you may want to do them all, especially the early stages of Event Quest, is because there's units involved in the early stages. So when you're actually looking into the rewards of, let's say, the first difficulty, you're gonna see yourself being able to, out of completing chapters, some units. It really makes sense if you're gonna try to go for units. Just a little notice of it. It looks like you get more units actually in completing these, but then again, you're using more energy as well. And so, you get 10 units compared to, what is it, like 5 units. But, you figure out where you want to consume more of your energy for those units. But that is just one area of the game that we have energy consumption. The side quest is the second area that can come and go depending on the month event. This side quest event has a 1 energy consumption, leaving us with basically having to burn energy to get this one done. And then there's different levels to it, level 4 now, level 3, level 2, all consuming the same amount of energy. So we have to use energy there. The other area in the game that we need to use energy in is in Battlegrounds, where it's been a lot of fun. And there's 2 ways of playing Battlegrounds: through energy consumption or through offering your tribute, basically finding some more units to consume to be able to do that. Of course, you can get these on your alliance or solo events, or I think it's only alliance, but you're going to be able to get some of those and maybe consume and do the fights through there. Okay, so after seeing everywhere, and then again, another area, if sometimes you need to farm maybe some ISO, some catalyst, and these also consume some energy. So there's everywhere in the game, you're basically having to use your energy. And how much energy do you get? Well, at a level like myself, I'm getting 70 energies, as you can see there, per round, I guess. And it refills at a, so it's refilling now because I asked for help, and I can ask for help, I think, every 8 hours. So as you can see here, I have 10 energy refills, and I'm gonna share with you how I got those. Okay, so One of the biggest things that's the problem basically. That's the problem, the situation. We don't have enough energy to get through everything that's presented to us. And I think Kabam maybe has come out and said, "Hey, well, we put everything out there for you, and you get to pick what you want to do. Where do you want to play the most, and where you feel like the benefits are going to be towards your account." I think that's how Kabam sees obviously how the players get the message. And when we see all this and we're like, dude, I want to do it all. I want to get the rewards from Event Quest. I want to play Battlegrounds all the time. I want to make sure I do some side quests depending on the rewards. You pick and choose, and but most likely everybody wants to do them all. Now, there's ends up being a situation where you only end up doing certain things. So you might end up only doing Thronebreaker difficulty and some portion of Cavalier difficulty because of how much energy is being consumed. That unfortunately is going to be a situation if maybe you don't practice what I want to share with you. Okay, so currently I am inside. Believe once this fight goes in, here's the solutions. You can grind for energy refills. There's going to be a lot of RNG into doing those or grinding for energy refills. They're not always guaranteed to pop up, but they do pop up. When it comes into questing, there's a quest in the game. There's two quests in the game. I myself prefer this quest right now because it gives me two things. It gives me either energy refills or revives. Sometimes it gives me none and I have to go and burn my energy, but for the most part, it gives me one of the two. So we're talking about, let me back out completely so I can show you how to get there. We're talking about Act 3. So if you look there, Act 3, Chapter 2.6. So if we go into that Thanos, we hit begin quest, we're going to scan the map. A lot of people know about this. We're going to scan the map and look if there is a tile that has an energy in it, full energy. There's a revive, there's a health pot there, and we're still going to keep scanning because there's a possibility of a full energy to pop up. Okay, there isn't, but we do have one energy, small one, which we're not going to grind for those, but we are going to be grinding for that revive. So there's two revives in this entry, and that is one of the things I am going to be going for. We're going to hit this one, then we're going to hit the second one. So that is one way of me getting energy. All right, so how can we get energy besides farming it? There is energy being done in the solo event only if you're paying for the what is it? The sigil. You're gonna be able to get this test of Paragon, and inside there, if I go ahead claim, you got a small energy, but you're also gonna have at marker number 4, you're gonna have a big energy. Okay, you're gonna be able to get one through there. The other portion is through alliance events, and alliance events during the 3 day, I believe, or 4 day. I think it's a 3 day. There's a 3 day alliance event, and in it you have the milestone marker. If your alliance hits it, you're gonna be able to get a second energy or another energy. So ideally, that's two ways of getting energy, but one every 3 days and one every other 7 days. If you're paying for the sigil, not the way you want to go. It's not going to be enough. Even farming it's consuming energy. You're in like this little cycle. RNG is not happening. If you're Paragon, you're going to have this Paragon crystal that is available in game for you, which is this one, free Paragon crystal every 4 hours. We're going to go ahead and pop 10. And on average, what I've seen is for every 10 pop that I do, I get one full energy refill. It's not guaranteed. There's been a 10 pop that I've done 0. In this case, I got 2. We're going to go ahead and pop another 10 and see if we get any, and we get another 2. Okay, so this is a very good RNG right now at the moment when I'm opening these crystals. I'm sitting at now 2 per pop of 10. Let's pop 10 more, see if we can get to 6. Okay, now we're at 5. So now we've lessened 30. We got 5, but we're going to back out and close that out. But for most part, though, on average, I've noticed that I get for every 10, I get 1 energy refill. Now, those are all very common areas of getting energy refill. Where else can I get some more? So this is where I sat down and I was like, dude, there is nowhere to get energy refills. And I made a prior video to this one, kind of like just ranting and complaining. Well, I was looking for a solution and I found one. Basically, it's going to cost you time. It's going to cost you energy, your own self energy to get in-game energy. The way you're going to do this, it's actually through arena. You're going to have to grind all three arenas. Any arena possible in game, you're going to have to grind and hit all the entire milestones. And the reason why I'll share here with you. Once you hit the summoner, let's go with depending on your size of account, it's going to mean how much arena you're going to have to do. So for my size of account, I haven't completed it all the arena milestones, so I'm not done yet. But I did the 6-star feature at 54 win streak. I'm gonna do the 6-star basic feature to hit the 4 million marker to make sure that I hit all the milestones and get all the units. And then I'm gonna jump into the summoner trails, do the same thing for just a little over 4.4 million points, over 4 million points. But when I do this, let me give you some numbers. On the summoner trails, I wrote them down here. I'm gonna be able to get 270 units out of the summoner trails. Out of the 6-star feature arena, I'm gonna be able to get 135 units, and out of the 6-star basic, another 135 units, giving me a total of 540 units from just doing arenas for 3 days, because that's what these arenas last for. Now that's gonna pull you away from doing battlegrounds, event quests, side quests. It's gonna pull you away from doing all that for the next 3 days. Challenge yourself to do this for the next 3 days, and this is what you're gonna have as a reward. You're gonna have 540 units, and what you're gonna do then is you can do this 2 times if you wanted to, back to back. So now multiply that by 2. You're gonna have 5,080 units. But if you were to do this one time just to test out this theory and say, hey, let me try this out. At 540 units, you're gonna be able to buy yourself 18. Let me show you here. 18 energy refills. Is that enough to complete the entire game, everything in the monthly side quest, event quest, and everything you want to do? No, it's not going to be enough. But again, you have multiple shots at these arenas throughout the entire month. So I would say if you don't want to burn yourself out when it comes to arenas, because it takes a lot of time and it takes a lot of energy, and that's all you're doing for hours. Because it's not even me with my size of account, I'm spending quite a good amount of time in there just tapping away. If you were to do this, do it round one, skip round 2, and for the next featured champion, do round 1 or round 2, depending on your schedule. You're going to be able to get a ton of energy refills because you're going to be grabbing those units you grabbed from the arena. And that is just from milestones, not considering battle chips, not considering any other units you might be able to get through the game itself. And you're going to be basically reinvesting it in for energy refills. That has been found to be my solution right now. What I'm going to be attempting to do for this entire month when it comes to getting the energy to consume through the game to be able to do as much as I possibly can. Now that energy that I get, I might spread it into battlegrounds to just have fun, because battlegrounds to me is just fun. Right now we're gonna be starting week 3 meta, which means that the intensity of points are gonna start scaling, and then week 4 comes in just to finish it off and figure out who lands where at the end of season 4. But at the end of that, before that, we still need to go in there and complete Thronebreaker difficulty, make sure that's 100% done. Also making sure that Cavalier difficulty gets done as well. For me, the reason why I'm doing this is because of the shards. I'm trying to get as many more shards as possible for the next feature crystal, and it's a vicious circle that you want to keep in, because if you keep getting the shards, you keep getting yourself chances to get those new exclusive champions to be able to play and have better defense or offense in battlegrounds or in alliance war or just for questing. And then when it comes to uncollected and conqueror, these are going to be the ones you might want to go in there and offer catalyst rank of material, but you're going to be able to get some units. So if that's one thing you want to still maximize, is get some more units in there. Again, hopefully that's helpful, and it helps somebody out there when they're having energy problems. I'm having energy problems, like I said, and this is what I'm doing to kind of help my situation. Grinding, um, when I'm okay, grinding, by the way, when I'm grinding this map right below me is when I'm falling, going to bed, not or waking up in the morning. I have, I'm not gonna sit there and play event quests, side quests, or battlegrounds. I just need to dump my energy, so I auto fight it. The next place is gonna be the 2 hour, 4 hour Paragon Crystal. That is only being used at like an emergency. So for the most part, I'm not opening this crystal. It just did a few openings to showcase on the first video and now on this video. And then, but the major part of it is gonna come through for sure, making sure that I'm tackling these arenas to make sure that I'm able to get as many units as possible to convert into energy refills. It sucks, but for now, that is the only way that I found out to be useful and helpful. The other part that I think Kabam should do, though, is start adding energy refills inside these rewards. So as you complete some Thronebreaker difficulty because it consumes so much energy, or even Cavalier, just throw them into Cavalier, especially Cavalier. I think Cavalier would be a great area to throw in energy refills, full energy refills. So like once you're in there and you've completed the entire chapter 1, maybe you get 2 energy refills for completing the entire chapter 1. Same thing for chapter 2 and 3. I think that would be a perfect touch because that puts players that obviously are trying to push into Cavalier, trying to complete Cavalier, gives them some energy and some ideas to go in there and burn in the lower tiers to maybe get some units to build their account, or take a stab at Thronebreaker, see how much they can do, because sometimes they're not going to be able to complete it all, so they're going to be able to get in there and then maybe they hit a roadblock and then they're going to have to exit out. That's energy consume. So it gives them a chance to give consume some energy that they might see and mess around with Thronebreaker difficulty. But that's my idea where they should add more energy is in Cavalier itself. And then the other areas is the solo events. There's every 22-hour solo event here. This one, here we go. There's no energy in these. There's other items which are helpful. Putting some energy refills inside the solo event would be nice. Also putting some energy refills in this one right here, either this one, the one that comes in every 7 hours, would be really nice too. It's just inside the solo events and alliance events, we only have 1 and 1. I think adding more energy refills inside these both would be great. Wherever they want to add it, it's just a matter of adding it in there. Would be a nice touch and a helpful feature from Kabam to the players when it comes to energy. There's more content coming, so there's going to be more areas to consume energy. I know content is forever that's put, but the monthly ones, we want to consume them and do them all. So those are my thoughts, guys. What do you think of this? Hopefully it helps somebody. Let me know in the comments if you're up for the challenge of doing all that arena to make sure that we can hit and purchase those energy refills. It sucks, but that is one solution. I hope it helps again. Take care, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.